We all trying to do our best today, but we still have lots of negative patterns that runs through our life, that's been running through years and some of them generations. Some of them we notice and we do something about them. We kind of direct our behavior in a different way. It can be, for example, seeking approval patterns, when you constantly seek approval from others, and when you realize this, you're like, oh shit, I gotta stop doing this. And you are choosing different way to interact with people. And there is lots of them. It depends on your traumas, depends on your present life, on your past lives. I'm not even sure, like some of the things that I do, and I don't want to continue doing them. And I've been aware of these things. Like, okay, I will be specific here because I have nothing to hide. I'm talking about I tend to resist the present moment so strongly sometimes. When something around me happening not the way my mind wanted to be, I'm like, that shouldn't be that way. These people should be doing things differently. This place should be differently. Why are they doing this? And after, when this situation happened, I feel so bad. I'm like, Diana, what you've been doing again? I mean, you are talking about easy flowing state of life. You know that you gotta accept every single moment as it is. You know that every single moment is a perfection, is a blessing. You know that everything is working out for you, and if it's happening that way, it's supposed to be. I know all these things. I talk about all these things, and I feel so ashamed of myself when I see myself falling into these negative patterns again, where I'm just resisting what's going on, and the air in the room or if around just becomes differently. It becomes so heavy, so unpleasant to be around. And I'm talking about myself. I don't want to be around myself at that very moment. I'm not even sure what's going on with other people, and I care what's going on with other people. And that's the actually reason number one why I that motivates me to control this state, because I don't want to just spread poison in the air with me resisting the moment. And my energy can be quite strong. And yesterday I felt so upset about myself because I did that again. And I'm like, what is the point? What is the point? Like reading all these books, talking about all these things, believing in this, if you're not amplifying in your life. And I'm like, but I'm trying so hard. I'm trying to be self-aware. I'm trying to reflect and do better. Sometimes these patterns might be very strong. I was talking specifically about my pattern, which is resisting the present moment. Yours can be seeking approval from others. Yours can be not standing out for yourself and not having strong boundaries. I've noticed lots of people kind of struggles with this, with building their boundaries, speaking out for their needs, like actually try to speak out for themselves. And I bet when you don't do this and you're aware of this problem, you go back in time and you're like, shit, I should have done this differently. I should speak out for myself. Why did I do it again? And I don't know how many times it's going to be for you that you fail, sort of fail. It's not actually fail. It's just an experience that meant to teach you something, that you fail in this before you actually will speak out for yourself in every single situation. And I don't know how many situations I will resist before I finally accept the life as it is, the people as it is around me. I don't know how long it's gonna take. Sometimes I just feel that it's gonna take forever, but I know it's not true. I know even in the moment I can see that I am improving, I'm actually improving. And sometimes these patterns are so strong, and you can't be perfect. You can be just self-aware. You can be just aware of these patterns. You cannot resist these negative patterns because it only makes it worse. You cannot shame yourself because you did that again. You cannot shame others. Like, I hope you don't do this. I mean, everything comes within and everything is your fault. So, like, at least don't shame others. But don't shame yourself as well. Sometimes these patterns are taking over you, and it's amazing if you are aware of this. I mean, it's much better if you are aware of this in the present moment when it's happening, because only in the present moment you have power to change it. If you notice yourself that you are doing something that you shouldn't be doing right now, if there's usually this voice is not actually screaming and saying to you, stop doing this, no. Usually this negative pattern is taking over you, and you're already like going into this, I don't know, victim of life, or resisting the moment, or I don't know, whatever pattern for you. You're already there, and there's some little like light voice whispering you, stop it, there's another way. And sometimes you can hear this, and you have power to change it within the moment. Just snap out yourself out of it. And you're like, I'm not a victim. Oh, the moment is actually beautiful. And if it's happening that way, it means that's supposed to happen that way, because divine always creates for me the best thing. I mean, the best in terms of like, divine always brings me experience. I'm supposed to experience whatever necessary for my journey. And it is the best moment I could experience. Yeah, it's not happening in a way I maybe imagine, I expect, but I'm just like, oh, that's interesting, I can approach it like this, instead of, no, it shouldn't be that way, it should be differently. Sometimes the best thing you can do is to just, if you haven't done this in a moment, it's good that you are reflecting back, but just don't feel bad about yourself. You're not a perfect human being, and it might be your own trauma that's running through you, these negative programs, but it might be someone else you're not even aware. That might be just generational trauma that's just inside your body, and you are the one who meant to release it. That might be just collective trauma that's just affecting you. It might be, I don't know, trauma or program from another galaxy or space. What I'm telling you, you don't have to go back in a past time and question, oh, why am I doing so? Maybe it's because my parents did that to me. I mean, if it's helpful, you can do that. But what is more helpful, just be aware of it. Just like, oh, that shit is not helpful in my life anymore. I choose to behave differently now. I choose to spread different energy now. I choose to act and speak or live and be from a different place of being now. Not from the victim place, not from the, I don't know, in my case, someone who's resisting the moment. I don't know how to call this person. Not from the place where you seek others people validation. I choose to snap out myself from that energy. And I call my power back in this present moment to choose different state for myself, to choose different perception, different lenses of life. Because you cannot control others, how they perceive you, how they're doing. The only thing you can do is just control how are you this at this very moment. And if you couldn't control at this very moment, you can just reflect back on this and say, oh, okay, I hope next time I will do better. I don't know how many attempts it will take for me to finally be that, instead of just talking about it and thinking about it and believing about it. But I know I will be there. And I think shaming yourself and resisting that you're not there, it's not helpful at all. It's putting you backwards in your journey. Stop resisting the resistance. Stop resisting your negative patterns, your negative programs. Just be aware, and that is already enough. Just be aware. This is what's in your power. Be aware. I love you.